Seen the Midwest safety video called "When Blowing Up Your Ex-Boyfriend's Car Goes Wrong"? I think so. Sounds very familiar. I haven't seen this. This is 6 days old. I thought this was the one from a while back.
And then all of a sudden you heard a boom.
And that's when I came outside and I started calling him again.
You came outside, you're like, what's that boom? What's that boom?
Yeah.
Can we see that video that you have?
Oh yeah, it's inside the house.
Can we go?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Did she record herself blowing up this car? Am I about to watch her literally self-report, bring the officers into the evidence bay, and show them that she blew up the car? Is that what's about to happen here? Also, this setup looks straight out of a 90s movie from, like, the quintessential hacker setup.
I don't know how you work this thing out. I'm sorry. That's me. That's when I came to see.
What's in your hand?
Oh, that's my phone.
That's not a phone.
Holy.
What is that? You got a brick?
No.
Oh, sorry. I'm just getting my sergeant to see because
Let me take a peek. I know the difference between a brick and a phone. In fact, I'd say no one knows that difference better than me. Let me take a peek at that footage there, officer. I'll be the forensics expert.
I had my phone with me.
that's not a phone. You can see how thick it is. Looks kind of like a lighter fluid bottle.
That's ridiculous.
What?
Like lighter fluid bottle? Like
Lighter
big
what?
brick
Fluid.
bottle.
Doesn't exist. Absolutely not.
Up here. So the call's 0018. This is 0011.
Okay. That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
What's in your hand? That's not a phone.
What was the plan here? I'm so
Looks like you might have your phone right there.
curious.
No, that's my pen.
That's your what?
My pen.
It is a very big pin. Very big
That's
pin.
like-
Pen.
That's like a brick.
Yeah. It's a ink
No, the one
pen.
that you said on
Like a
my
quill.
chest.
Oh, okay. So
Talk about what was in your hand.
Oh, no.
Back it up.
you got lighter fluid in your hand right there.
Don't be ridiculous. That's preposterous.
What is your name? A squeeze bottle in your hand walking over to the neighbor's house. Okay? What does that look like?
My phone?
No, the squeeze bottle in your hand.
It's what are you talking about? It's Mike's special stuff. You ever seen Space Jam? Brother, it's nothing. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. I invited you in here to show you this. You think I'd be so stupid as to show you this where I'm incriminating myself with the lighter fluid? Are you stupid? No, it's clearly my brick or my pen.
Okay.
Okay, so what happened?
I was just mad.
No, what?
So you were mad and what happened? Did you light his car on fire?
No.
Okay, then what?
She was just
what going on
mad,
there?
walking around with her
I
phone.
just put a little bit thing, but I didn't light his car on fire. I don't.
Okay, Jasmine, we're past that point. Okay?
No,
Let's
she
be honest
she
about
just
what happened.
she put some
Okay?
fluid on it and then lightning
Look at all
struck
this that's
it.
going on there. Nobody got hurt. Okay.
I just was upset because he came to my house and we just had a little argument, and that's when I started calling.
Seems
him.
like big argument. I would
got mad.
imagine to go
You got
blow up his
mad?
car.
Okay. All right, Jasmine. We're gonna go out here real quick. Come on.
I'd like to see the footage for myself. I want to see what that looks like.
Just walk with me.
What seems to be the issue here, officer?
This way. This way.
Me?
Yeah, put your hands right back.
Why?
Because you're being placed under arrest, okay?
Why?
Arrest for what? What is the charge? Enjoying surveillance footage? Succulent surveillance footage?
Hands and handcuffs, okay?
Oh,
This is Democracy Manifest.
So what's the point? Ouch.
We'll go right back to the door.
It looks like we got the wrong person. You're right. You're totally innocent.
God.
The dude down the street just admitted to doing it.
You were angry with him?
Yeah.
Okay, who is that to you? Who is he?
He's a friend.
I don't even know his name. What's his name?
I really don't know either.
Okay.
I just basically we met like a few weeks ago and
So
I forgot his name already, but I blew up his car.
what was the
I
argument?
don't know. He's a weirdo. That guy's weird.
one of his cousins
You guys get in an argument, then what happens?
he just called me some
He
names.
he
and
tipped his hat and said,
I did
"See you later,
some
toots."
poetry and
That was that.
I did what I did.
Okay. Okay. So what was the bottle that was in your hand?
It was
Kerosene.
what's that called?
I mean, Roundup. Like it could.
So it was lighter fluid?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you was gonna try and think of a different spray.
Just
Windex.
like on the tires.
On the tires? And you
Yeah.
threw it at the tire and then it caught on fire?
Yeah. And I was trying to turn it off, but I couldn't.
You tried to put it out? How did you
Yeah.
try to put it out?
Water.
With water? Where's that bottle at now?
What's even the point of like throwing that in there? That is so just blatantly obvious a lie, and it doesn't help anything either. I was trying to turn off the fire, but fuck, it was just raging out of control. It was beyond. It's like God wanted that car to blow up. Like I was powerless against it.
Him calling me names.
Oh, he called you names too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
that's
now it
the
makes
thing
sense
I
that we'd
did.
blow up his car.
Okay, it was, and that's when I was trying to get like water out the house and
Okay.
try to turn it off, and that's when I was trying to get the people out too, and that's when I call you guys.
Okay, so so after you did it, you had some remorse for doing it, and that's why you called 911? Okay.
I know it was my fault. I know.
Yeah. Go ahead and play this back and let's play it
That's
full.
so fascinating. So she went over, knowing full well all of this is on camera. She goes over, blows up the car. Let's assume she's being honest, felt bad, so she started, like, I don't know, spritzing water on it. And then trying to, like, evacuate the house. Like, get the fuck out, I can't believe it, some madman just set a car on fire out here. It's raging, run, run, run. And then she calls 911 and invites the officers into her house to watch the footage with her. And that's just an unbelievable plan. That is so big brain. Like, that is the last thing you would expect. I almost think she's innocent. It's too obvious. Like, it's too on the nose, you know what I mean? What if she's been framed?
Did it poof up? Like the flame get real big real
Thanks for
quick?
the zoom in here so I can get some
It
good
took
quality.
forever. And that's when I went back inside the house. And
So was that that's after you had started the fire and you're going back to the
Yeah.
house? Just keep recording.
Because it only records motion, right?
what was it again?
Motion. You got gasoline too?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a little more than lighter
You used
fluid.
gasoline as well?
Yes.
Okay. So was that after the lighter fluid? Did you pour gasoline on it first or the lighter fluid?
A gas, and then I pulled.
She made multiple
The lighter
trips.
fluid?
Yes.
Okay, so you did the gasoline first, then you came back and did lighter fluid?
Yeah, it's like painting. You have to do 2 coats. No, she understands her arson.
Yes.
Okay. Did you pour the gas on the tires, or did you pour it on the roof, the hood, or where did you...
All right.
Okay.
What is absolutely crazy is if she just didn't invite the officers in, probably just wouldn't have even been caught. I mean, I'm sure maybe the guy would have like an inkling of a suspicion that we just had an argument with this girl. Now my car's on fire and the house has been burned. Probably a correlation. Like, he'd connect dots, but he wouldn't have any, like, hard proof. She openly just invites the officers in without... I don't even think they talked to the guy at all. She just kind of came out of nowhere like an NPC, like with a side quest. Like, officer, you want to come check out this video? Yeah, no, it's right here on video. With all of the evidence.
Borrowed into something way more suspicious.
That's so crazy. What a fascinating crime. Is this an AI image? Because this was not in the video at all. I feel like this might just be AI. Because if they had this surveillance camera as well, then they probably wouldn't have even bothered with the other one. Since when does Midwest Safety start using AI thumbnails? The other video used the same image. Which one? This is just a re-upload of this. These are all just a re-upload here. They're just taking everything. These aren't like actual organizations or anything. Oh wait, you're right. This one did come first, huh? But that's probably because this was a members video first, if I remember correctly. What Midwest Safety does is they start it as a members video and then upload it publicly. So I'm assuming they did the same thing here, where it was members only to start, and then they made it public. See? So that'd be my guess. High-speed hippos can get airborne. Let me see. You said it's on Twitter? Researchers make shocking discovery about the burly beasts. Like we're just now learning they can fly? That's so embarrassing. We've known about these motherfuckers for how many years now? They've been able to fly this whole time, concealing their true power? Where's a video of it? Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Daily Mail! Or New York Post. This was supposed to be flying hippos and it's immediately titties! Why? I hate these websites. It's nothing but fucking ads and tits, I guess. I was here for some wholesome flying hippos. What is the point in putting a video in this article if it has nothing to do with the article? It's completely unrelated. No, the boobies were censored. We're fine. We're fine. No.
Escape reality and pick up a futuristic weapon at 0 latency.
Finally. This better be like that lawnmower video where it just shoots off into the sky like a jet. What the fuck? It's not flying at all! What? What? So all 4 legs leave the ground for a split second. What the fuck? It's just called running! That does not count at all! What do you mean? Bro did a little skip and they call it flying. They made this like it was some kind of groundbreaking article. UK research discovers animal can get airborne. Like, kind of, in like the same way that I can if I jump while running. But you would never say, like, researchers conclude Charles flies. Like, you would never fucking think to say something like that. What wordless research? This is the evidence of them flying. What the fuck? This is the stupidest story I've ever seen in my goddamn life. In defense of the hippo, it weighs like 1 billion tons. Yeah, it's heavy as shit, I guess. But it's just skipping. It's like it is actually just skipping. Here's an excerpt from a BBC article. Research from the Royal Veterinary College (RVC) suggests that all 4 of their feet can leave the ground for up to 0.3 seconds at a time. That's skipping! It's not flying! The difference is that hippos always do it, no matter the speed, where horses and such only achieve it at higher speeds we call a trot. Hippos always do it no matter the speed. Let me check the slow-mo. Come on, you speed demon. Doesn't really fucking look like it. It looks like when it goes up, it immediately comes right back down. The same with pretty much everything. I really wonder how this process went, though, with the UK researchers just sitting there fucking bored hitting a gravity bong. Let's pull up some videos of hippos running. I've got a hunch. I think those bitches can fly. Hippos are one of the very few 4-legged animals at all that just trot. That was a pretty neat finding. Also, apparently the study has led to new discoveries around hippo locomotion. We may be able to ride these beasts soon. Yeah, that's what's been stopping us. The lack of understanding how they fly. That's the only reason we're not mounting these. For a different branch of equestrianism. You still think bears are stronger than hippos after seeing this video? Well, I was just wrong on bears in general, I think. Looking at all the stats, hippos I think would wash a bear. Even if it wasn't in their, like, native territory. But yeah, apparently if the hippos can start levitating like this, there's no chance for anything in the animal kingdom. It's a shame baby hippos are so cute. I think adult hippos are super cute too. What do you mean? Hippos are just so silly. Like, it's hard not to think that they're cute, in my opinion. They're just giant fucking goofy things. They're still incredibly dangerous, though. Have you read that story about a dude who raised a baby hippo to adulthood and released it? It later went on to eat him? You're misremembering that a little bit, actually. I don't think you ever released it, but you're talking about that classic story about how a guy found a baby hippo, raised it, like he found a baby hippo in this pond or something, raised the hippo became an adult, and then like 10 years later, the hippo mauls him, kills him, and drags him into the same pond that he found him in when he was a baby. It was something like that. If we're thinking of the same story, that is, I suppose. Not made up at all. No, it's a real story. What do you mean? I might have got some of the details mixed up, but that's the gist of it. Here. Man in South Africa adopted wild baby hippo that later killed him. And here's the fact checked on it. Man in South Africa reportedly adopted baby hippo that later killed him. Man in South Africa adopted baby hippo domesticated, only be killed by said hippo in the very river from which it was rescued. 2005, South African man Marius Els adopted a baby hippo after rescuing it from a river. In this clip, you can see them playing together, but 6 years later, the hippo dragged him into that same river and ate him. Thanks to Tier 1 Dude Show. I know, hippos are the most dangerous animal on the planet, apparently. But look how fucking cute that thing is! Come on! How can you not want to slap its belly? Or whatever this part of it is. It's like side belly. The whole thing's basically just one big belly. Oh, nice. Wait, nice community note. He was not eaten by the hippo. Reports suggest he was dragged under the water. And then what? Probably eaten. He died there. That's a really weird community note. Well, actually, Humphrey's like a son to me. That's the hippo. He's just like a human, Els said in 2011. There's a relationship between me and Humphrey, and that's what some people don't understand. They think you can only have a relationship with dogs, cats, and domestic animals. But I have a relationship with the most dangerous animal in Africa. However, local news in South Africa reported that Humphrey mauled Els to death on November 12, 2011. According to multiple reports, the attack occurred on the banks of the same river where Els had originally rescued the hippo. With the farmer's lifeless body covered in multiple bite marks, Humphrey inflicted. Yikes. But the hippo hadn't eaten him. So it mauled him to death, I guess. So it drowned him and mauled him, is what it seems like. It killed for sport. Hippos just kill for the sake of killing, right? Aren't they like one of the only creatures, besides humans, I suppose, that do that? Hippos do not eat humans. They will attack them if they infringe on their territory. Oh, okay, according to this, still don't know why hippos attack people. When it's not territorial, that is. Well, now that we know that they can fly, soon we'll learn why they kill people just for the sake of killing them, I guess. They'll probably start talking soon. We could just wait. Alright, everybody, stand back. I've got my whining diaper on, and I'm about to have an accident. I have a huge pet peeve I've talked about a lot on this channel, and that's parents that expect the internet to raise their kids for them, and then getting outraged when the internet doesn't raise them the way they want to, or if their kid finds something that they didn't approve of, even though they were completely absent in the child's life and just leaving them unsupervised to wander the World Wide Web cyberspace by themselves. There are a few things that make me as upset as when these parents all start having this temper tantrum like, why isn't YouTube doing more to protect our children from seeing videos with bad words in it? My kid just watched something where a guy said fuck while playing Roblox. This has gotta stop. And it's like the solution is super simple, just be a fucking parent. Don't just give them an iPad and walk away and consider your job as a parent done. It's always just extremely frustrating, but today I was reading some things that really grew my pet peeve to a broader scale. It started slapping new things together on top of it like a Megazord and Power Rangers coming together. So I think overall my huge issue here is just bad parents. So there's a lot of commotion and hubbub on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook, the usual suspects, about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 being way too violent, dark, and disturbing for the PG-13 rating, saying they pushed it too far. And it also apparently has the MCU's first fuck, which I didn't know. I mean, I knew it was in the movie. There's a scene where Chris Pratt, with his potty mouth, says some foul language, dropping the F-bomb. But I didn't know that was the first time in MCU history, so they all collectively lost their goddamn minds about it. Just all this steam coming out of their ears and making these super heated and emotional cringe TikToks about the situation, saying that it's evil and this should have been an R-rated film. It really pushed the PG-13 rating way too far. And they started issuing these PSAs and warning like, don't bring children to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's too much for them. It's gonna scar them and traumatize them for life. It's almost like they were doing some kind of like air raid siren, like making sure all the neighborhood knew, like, hey, watch out, there's a dangerous person over there, we gotta avoid him at all costs. Like, they were going hog wild with it. And speaking of going hog wild, I recommend going hog wild with today's sponsor, Opera GX. Big thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. Opera GX is the best browser in the entire world. I've said that a million times now. I made the switch from Chrome to Opera a few years ago and I've never looked back. It is just far superior. It doesn't, hog all your resources. I have my own mod in Opera GX which changes the wallpaper, and it also comes with its own custom theme and sounds, so when you hover over things like the speed dial, it'll change the sound, which you can toggle on or off if you want to, but it also has opening and closing sounds associated with it. Baby! So yeah, it's just a wild and wacky fun thing. There's a huge selection of mods for Opera GX at the Opera GX store. Plus, you can also get all of my latest uploads in the GX Corner, which is available through the dedicated link. It's also a seamless transition from your current browser to Opera GX with the quick import feature. It'll take all of your settings, your browser history, cookies, all of that, and bring it right over to Opera without any headache, and as well as extensions, because Google Chrome extensions are compatible with Opera GX, and Opera GX has its own extension store as well. So it's all just a very easy thing to switch to, and is absolutely worth making the switch because Opera GX is the far superior browsing experience. If you're interested in getting started with the Opera GX for free, click the link in the description below. Now, I understand the MCU's Weenie Hut Jr. mode, and they all carry PG-13 ratings, but that's meant nothing. It's really been completely meaningless, more meaningless than the WinRAR free trial warning. So, I understand kids have been watching the MCU. In fact, most of those movies lean into that demographic, like trying to cater to actual children, the ones that are in the theater clutching their action figure in suspense, watching, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. All of these films have been suitable for, actual 6-year-olds. I get that. But they do still have a PG-13 rating, meaning that they don't recommend children under the age of 13 see them because it might be inappropriate for them. So you can't exactly be upset and shaking your fist when one does roll around that is actually probably not suitable for kids under 13, like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Someone made a really great meme summing this up because it's embarrassing even talking about it this way because the movie's not that fucking intense. You're not going to go in there and leave with PTSD. I can't find the tweet, but it's the SpongeBob roller coaster meme here, and it was like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 PG-13 debate summed up. And it's obviously just poking fun at the people that are freaking out about the movie being super intense, even though in reality, it's not. Yes, it is darker, and it is a more edgier MCU movie. It does deal with heavy themes like animal abuse, which is, definitely a first for the MCU. It's the first fuck and the first ASPCA commercial, really. And it also, of course, does have a bit of gore. There's a scene where a guy gets literally vaporized, and then they show, his corpse that's still charred, and, pieces of him are falling off. And the dude's face does get mauled, his whole face gets peeled off in an animal attack. So they do show that, his bloody, disfigured face. But, aside from that, it's really, it's not something that I think anyone that's 13 and above is going to be, gasping and puking their brains out at. It didn't do anything that, pushed the PG-13 boundary. It played by all of the rules in there, it used its one fuck, and it used it pretty well, and it only had a couple of scenes where it's that's kind of dark. It wasn't anything that was, crazy over the top. All of this is just such worthless controversy over nothing. Just more things to get mad about for no fucking reason other than you're a bad parent who didn't take any level of responsibility here. It's the same energy as when a parent gets mad that they bought their kid an M-rated game and it's a little too bloody or it has some heavier themes that their child wasn't ready for. Your fault for buying them the M-rated game. Pay attention to the ratings because they are there for a reason. It's just super weird with modern parenting, and this is getting off on a bit of a tangent. I apologize for that, but it's related. This isn't just coming out of fucking nowhere here. We're not fighting ghosts or anything. It's on topic. The parents will just sit their kids down in front of the iPad, just let them use the internet, and just have them be raised that way, or give them like some general entertainment franchises and have them raise their kid as well. Like teach them the morals, and the parents are very hands off, but then still feel like they have the right to complain when it wasn't done the exact way they wanted to, or if something went awry and the kid, saw a video online that wasn't appropriate for them. It is, again, your fault. You did that. But now parents don't want to really raise their kids, so they're asking like the government to step in and like censor shit on the internet that they feel is dangerous to kids for if they see it. And it's like, well, why do you want the government to come do that for you? Just be a parent, make sure the kid doesn't see anything they're not supposed to. You're supposed to be there monitoring your fucking toddler. So why are you asking Big Daddy, Big Brother Eye in the Sky to come in, micromanage everything in the world in order to cater to your kid and your lack of parenting? Like, just be more present in their life in order to make sure that they're not just scrolling through TikTok mindlessly for 12 hours a day, rotting their fucking brain and ruining their attention span. It just makes me upset that the first thing that happens in a case, and not so much with Guardians of the Galaxy, this is more about like the general internet. The first thing that happens is the parents get upset, like, oh, my kid was looking for tutorials on YouTube and a bad actor popped up, so now I'm suing YouTube and demanding censorship on the platform because what if another child sees this? Well, it's like, why not just be there when your kid's on the internet, so that way when you recognize that there is a video that isn't appropriate, is in the algorithm, you can make sure they don't click on it. That's the whole point of being a parent with a toddler that you are raising. You're supposed to be raising them, not having the internet do it for you. And I just don't like how the first line of defense is always to start complaining to like a higher authority to change something in order to cater to your bad parenting and lack thereof parenting. It's always so fucking frustrating. And it also happens a lot with video games with like M ratings. Like, why is this game M? It should be adults only. I bought this for my 7-year-old and it's way too bloody. What the fuck is this? This should be only adults. War crimes? Oh my god. Adults only. I beg of you. Please. Do something about the madness. I don't know. I just needed to whine now too. Now I'm crying like one of their toddlers here who just saw a Finger Family video that went off the rails. It's just something that this Guardians of the Galaxy 3 debate has once again sparked a rage inside of me with, because I just wish parents would stop delegating that responsibility. The most important job of a parent is to raise a kid, and I wish they'd stop giving that to complete fucking strangers on the internet, or just the general expectation that everything and everyone in the world has to cater to them and the safety of their child when they don't feel like being there for them. So everything's got to be squeaky clean and sterilized with the bumpers and water wingies on it. So that way it can be completely safe in case a kid happens to see all the content. When really all of the issues get solved if the parent just does a good job parenting, or even attempts to be a parent and present. Like, I just hate that everything has the expectation that it has to be child friendly, when there is things that are just not made for kids. And in this case, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 13 is not made for actual children this time around, which I also think is a first in the MCU. This is definitely one that is more for, like, teenagers and above. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it. So, yeah. I just read something so ridiculous that I've been sitting here for the last, 10 or 15 minutes just stewing in my own filthy anger, almost in, this meditative state, just trying to process the absurdity of it. And this is a situation I'm not even involved in, and yet still it has managed to steam my vegetables, just because of how outrageous it is. This whole thing is so crazy, I just couldn't help myself but share it with all of you, so I hope you don't mind if I hit the dance floor real quick and bust it wide open for you here. So 2 months ago, some of you may have seen that Afro Man posted this music video, "Will You Help Me Repair My Door?" This went viral on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube as well. And basically it's Afro Man making a song out of a raid that was conducted on his property based on narcotics and kidnapping claims. And it turns out it was completely bogus. They got nothing out of it, and they kind of ransacked this whole place, and he had cameras set up around his property that recorded all of it, so he made a music video kind of teasing them about it. He made a catchy little jingle about the whole thing, and the title is about, them breaking his door and breaking his gate and just going over the damage that they caused there while looking really silly. And now he is being sued for it. He is being sued because the officers were offended, their feelings got hurt, and they're claiming emotional distress. He clowned on them, and it hurt their goddamn feelings so much that now they're coming after him legally. It wasn't enough to just destroy his property and pillage his home like they were Vikings, and also traumatize his kids apparently, which is something he mentions in his song. Now they want to slap him even more by issuing this lawsuit to him, which I think is just an absolute load of baloney. What a pile of dirty barnacles. 4 deputies, 2 sergeants, and a detective with the Adams County Sheriff's Office brought the suit earlier this month, claiming an invasion of privacy. Let me just stop you right there, Chief. An invasion of privacy, huh? You are on his private property. He has every right to record you. I'm not a lawyer, but would you also make this claim if you made yourself look fucking silly at a Starbucks who has security camera footage of you in their store? Like, let's say you spilt coffee or you were pouring coffee down your lieutenant's butthole, giving him an enema in public, and they're like, oh, this is kind of embarrassing. We're going to sue you for an invasion of privacy because you filmed us. Would the argument work there in that place of business? I imagine private residents also still have the right to record you when you are on their property. They don't need your consent. You entered their domain. You stepped into their neck of the woods. I feel like they have the right to record you. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a stupid paint-huffing idiot when it comes to the law. But I still just find the claim comical. An invasion of privacy. I guess them going through all of his shit, throwing his suits all over the place, breaking down his doors and all of that in his own home. I guess that's not an invasion of privacy. That's just a general wrongful invasion, considering this whole thing was completely bogus. It was a completely botched little raid here. They're claiming that Afro Man used their faces from the raid and used it in music videos and social media posts without their consent. Again, I don't think he needed that, considering they're on his private property in the first place, but regardless, they go on saying it's caused them emotional distress, embarrassment, ridicule, loss of reputation, and humiliation. So these officers were born with glass bones and paper skin, huh? They can't take a few jokes on the internet. I imagine they're lying about this. I can't imagine they actually suffered any real emotional distress or anything. I don't think people were on the streets shooting spitballs at them as they walked by, pointing and laughing. Though they should, because they're fucking clowns for what they did here. I can't show the music video, but I highly recommend watching it. They look so fucking stupid in this thing. And it's all dog shit. Like, none of it was real to begin with here. It was just a completely failed raid from top to bottom. And they even had the audacity to disconnect his cameras when they noticed that the security cameras were on. It's just foul. Completely foul. I do hope they feel silly. But apparently, the silliness doesn't stop there. Maybe it's a humiliation fetish, because now they're suing him and making themselves look even stupider, which is crazy. I'll go ahead and boil all this down for you. The plaintiffs are seeking all of Afro Man's profits from the use of their personas. That includes the proceeds from songs, music videos, and live event tickets, as well as any of the money that he made using their likeness in his brand and other merchandise. And they're also looking for an injunction to take down the videos. Afro Man made like an entire album's worth of songs around this raid on his property, and they all fucking bang. It is so amazing. Afro Man absolutely crushed it with this whole thing. Literally turned into like a money-making merchandise music video, like empire, all off of this failed raid from them. And now they're coming to put their hand in his cookie jar and take all of that money away that he made from this whole situation. Afro Man is attempting to countersue them for the undeniable damage this had on my client's family, career, and property. Law enforcement officers were acting on a warrant that stated probable cause existed that drugs and drug paraphernalia would be found on his property and that trafficking and kidnapping had taken place there. But it turns out that boogeyman was completely wrong. All of those suspicions turned out to be unfounded, and the raid failed to turn up any real criminal evidence, so charges were never filed. And in Afro Man's music video, through the cameras, he was able to notice that some of the deputies may have seized some of his money. He was talking about some missing money that took place during all of this, and whoa, can you believe it? After a subsequent review by the State Bureau of Criminal Investigations, they determined that the deputies had miscounted the amount seized during the raid itself. What a silly little error that was. What a goofy little freak accident that was, that some of the money was just a little miscounted, and some of it went missing, I guess? Oh, that's odd. So that's really this whole situation. They're suing because they looked fucking stupid here, and a lot of people were making fun of them for this whole situation. Afro Man put them on blast and made an entire album's worth of content around it, and now they're out for revenge. So I can't show you the music video, but I highly encourage you watch it. I would like to show you a couple frames from it and just kind of talk about it because it is so fucking wild. I'll go ahead and crop their faces out so they can't feel offended or humiliated here. But, so this is one of the early shots. The officers were going around checking every nook and cranny of his property, I guess for kidnapping victims or like pounds upon pounds of weed. And for some reason, Officer Action over here, fucking Danger Commander, comes over and like looks behind the couch here as if he was gonna find like some kind of like goblin or something back there that he was gonna light up. Like, I understand they thought that there was some kidnapping element to this whole thing, but I mean, even in this situation, if there was a kid back there and you climb over the back of the couch, you're immediately pointing a gun in their face. I can't imagine that's the best way of looking for kidnapping victims. Like, the way they go through his whole property is very cartoonish. Here's a little shot of some of the team out here for the class field trip. One of them is dressed like he's ready for actual combat, as if he was gonna get in here like a G.I. Joe episode and fucking hunt down Cobra Commander in this property. So the first thing they did when they arrived is they busted through this gate here and broke it. So Afro Man's already down one gate just from them showing up. And then they go to his door, and this is where you get the title of the song. They blast this shit in. This shit just gets rocketed off the frame here. So, you know, he's asking, you know, can you repair my door and my gate? Like, that's the whole point of the song. Like, can you repair this shit? And then also pointing out all of the other goofy things that happened. And here's where Afro Man started to get a little suspicious about them potentially taking money from him, so he starts talking about it in this scene right here. This was already after going through and throwing around half of his belongings and like going through each and every suit pocket they could find. And here's the final shot. This is where the fun comes to an end. They disconnect his cameras, so they open up this panel in the wall and they disconnect all the shit. So he could no longer record the rest of what was going on the property. I just really had to talk about it because it got me fuming. To turn around and sue someone for hurt feelings after you were just in the wrong to begin with is just such a level of delusion that I can't help but be upset about. Afro Man did nothing wrong. He recorded you guys and then took a bad situation that you have created. The claims you were there investigating, nothing was ever found, so it all seems like bullshit. And he took that and he made comedy out of it. He made content out of it to try and turn something shitty into something less shitty, and now he's being punished for it, or at least attempting to, from these extremely sensitive, I guess, officers that are super offended that people have been making fun of them for this. Like, it's pretty disgusting. So yeah, I just wanted to at least put this out there because it was something that I felt very strongly about. That's really about it. So yeah. Pranksters are more hated than the common cold, but for the longest time there was always one prankster people would say bucks the trend of just going out and harassing people and actually does like clever, fun pranks that are both enjoyable for viewers and even the people who get pranked usually end up laughing. And that was Ross Creations. But with his latest super stinker, nobody's laughing. It's actually done a big number on his reputation, put a huge blemish there, and a lot of people are extremely upset with him. It's pretty easy to understand why. When I heard what his latest prank was, I don't even know if you can call this a prank, it's killing animals, not really a prank per se. When I heard that it was Ross Creations that did that, I didn't believe it. Drew told me yesterday, and he said, you know Ross Creations? And the first thing out of my mouth was, yeah, I really like that guy. And then he said, oh, well, did you see his newest Instagram reel? To which I responded, no, because I'm not a big Instagram user, so he showed me. And it's fucking baffling that he thought this was somehow a good idea.
Oh, what do we got here? A possum. You are going to Mars. Yes. Oh my God! Bam! He just walks away. Oh man.
Hey pal, you just blow in from Stupid Town? The possum doesn't just walk away, it is limping away, most likely to go die an agonizingly slow death from all of the internal injuries it has suffered from being launched fucking 50 feet into the air, because Ross Creations wanted to LARP as Kraven the Hunter here and just blast possums into space. I think his brain went to Mars. Like, I don't know what he thought would be a slam dunk with this video, but it is shocking. He just shows animal cruelty. You can even see in the community note, it literally just lists out the penal code here. He's in Florida, much like me. It is just textbook animal cruelty. Possums aren't even really pests either, by the way. Only like farmers consider them pests because they do like go after like eggs, chickens and stuff like that. But for just an average, just ordinary person, possums aren't really pests. In fact, they actually do a lot of pest control for you. So him just targeting possums to launch and kill them is unhinged. And believe it or not, I actually saw some enlightened Redditors in the comment section trying to educate us plebeians that possums can actually tank this. This kind of impact actually does nothing to a possum. They don't even feel it. They're a lot like squirrels in that regard. And I had to take a moment to compose myself and realize that that was a real sentient human being that typed that, and it almost made me shed a tear. Buster, possums are not like squirrels. They're significantly more dense, and they do reach terminal velocity. So while it may not have just exploded on impact like a fucking bomb going off with blood and gore flying all over the place, you can clearly see it limping away, and it is absolutely suffering, and no doubt will likely die from those injuries it sustained. That is an extreme distance to fall that possums cannot just tank. Some of these goobers in the comments section were talking about possums like they're goddamn Thanos. Like, that is not how this works. This device is an alley-oop for gravity to assassinate possums. I don't even understand what the content idea here was, so he seems disappointed that the possum walks away. So the video was going to be launching the possum, having the possum hit the ground, and then a mangled corpse. And he thought that that would go over well. He thought that'd be like thumbs up across the board. The description on the video just says W, so he thought this was like a great move. What kind of psychopath shit is that? The guy whose own YouTube description says pranks but not mean, branded himself as like a good prankster, built a reputation as being a prankster that like even the people who get pranked appreciate because it was fun and entertaining, all of a sudden drops a video killing possums. That was his idea. How fucking stupid can you possibly be? Let's go ahead and play ball with fanfic where Ross views them as a pest because he's a big-time green thumb farmer, which he's not. But let's say he was, and he hates possums. He's got a big problem with possums coming in there and fucking slapping his chickens around or whatever. So he wants to handle the issue himself instead of calling a professional. This is not the way to do it. This is extraordinarily inhumane. It is textbook animal cruelty. Like this... There is absolutely no wiggle room for any kind of justification here at all. It is just torturing these possums. They die a slow, painful death. So even though it looks like that possum walks away, if you really stretch, it is limping very slowly off of frame. But even if you think that it walks away, it doesn't live happily ever after from the extent of those injuries. There's no world where it fucking survives that. But let's say it did. Let's say it did somehow get out of there, but it's all bruised and beaten up, looking like Ed, and Eddie after the town just attacked them for their most recent scam. How the fuck would Ross ever think that is content that would be received well? Launching a possum in the air and brutalizing it, but at least it survives. Why did he think people would respond positively to that? That's not silly. That's not like ha 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 hilarious. That's just fucking weird. And the idea, apparently, was that it would kill the possum. Like, Ross seems disappointed that it walks away. I really don't get what he was expecting with this one. This shit is just unhinged, and I was shocked to see that it was Ross Creations that did this. I just had to yap about this a bit, because most other pranksters, I expect a level of, like, unfathomable degeneracy. But with Ross Creations, I don't think I would have ever predicted he'd be someone to make a video like this. It's so fucking weird. Anyway, that's about it. See ya. The hogfish hasn't evolved in 300 million years and is called the perfect animal. And all it does is spread slime in the water. The fuck is a hogfish? Gigantic this is called the perfect animal? Bro, this thing looks dumb as fuck. I was expecting it to be like Cell from Dragon Ball Z or something. We had to shoot this huge fish for our safety. Glock. What do you mean, why? Did the fish hold you at gunpoint? What do you mean? What did you catch? Like an Atlantean or something who came up with this trident? I don't think you... I'm sure you could have just cut the line. What kind of goddamn American shit is that? Oh my god, the fish is too big. Quick, get the Glock! It was pulling the boat down. Then cut the line. Or shoot the line, I guess. I don't care. So this is the one that's supposed to be the perfect animal?
These are coming in just covered in slime, and here there's something moving inside. I think the only way I'm going to get those out is to put a hand in and pull.
It's like Spider-Man swung through. God, it's like that scene in First Men in Black where that lady gives birth to the alien.
What I've got in my hand here, this hagfish.
Why don't they evolve?
What could be called a living fossil, because in terms of
Who
body
cursed
plan,
them?
this creature has remained pretty well unchanged for something like 300 to 500 million years. All
Yeah, these things don't even evolve. It's
living
fucking
fish
cringe.
would ultimately have come from something rather like this.
All it does is
Hagfish
goo.
don't have jaws.
Evolution is cruel. For 300 million years, the hagfish have done nothing but ooze cum for no reason. When will they finally advance up the technological chain?
A fish so ancient, it has remained unchanged for 300 million years.
That's nothing to be proud of. Because evolution forgot about it.
Is the hagfish.
Gave up on it.
And slithers along the ocean floor.
Oh my
It
god,
has
never
a
mind, it's
skull,
perfect.
But no spine. Like something out of an alien movie.
That just looks painful for it. Surely it should have evolved to make this a less awful process for the fish. It looks like it's actually hurting itself every time it opens its
jawless
mouth.
maw is made for.
They
It
put a
has no
GoPro on a
fins,
dead fish.
But its paddle-like tail makes light work of swimming.
Very intense.
Soon, it's a frenzy of multiple mincing mouths.
God, no manners at all.
And to keep other hungry onlookers.
They didn't even
at
have
bay,
like little hands
the
or anything.
hagfish excrete copious amounts of
Embarrassing.
slime into the water.
Wow, I see why they've remained
It may
unchanged.
be months before they find another meal like this.
Well then, how is it not evolving? If it goes months without a good meal, wouldn't it evolve to maybe get like, I don't know, like a fucking mounted turret on its skull or something? Like anything to help it hunt? Find more food? If it has to wait months in between meals, well, meaningful meals, and it can't even hunt anything that's alive, it has to wait for someone's sloppy seconds, why wouldn't it evolve to be a better hunter? This thing was literally created by evolution to be a loser. It evolved past the need for food, I guess. Scientists film hagfish anti-shark slime weapon. What a cool title. Do they have technology? Like an underwater base? Get out of there, hagfish! Oh, he's kicking sand in his face. No! Oh, he didn't like that slime. Ew, yucky. Oh, this thing just came in my mouth. How vile. Yeah, maybe it is perfect. I mean, as far as defense goes, I imagine it's pretty solid. Like, if I was getting into a fight with a dude, and I got my hands on him, he just fucking ejaculated on me, I'd be like, oh my god, I think I'm done. Well, I never. It's enough of this. Man, these sharks really want the hagfish. When will they learn? They're dealing with perfection. Yucky! Ew! Oh my god, you heathen! Oh! Have some decency! Thanks, Yusuf Connor. I take everything I said back. I'm a hagfish fan. What if you fell into a pool of hagfish? You'd never get out. You'd fucking, the weight of all their slime would drown you, I bet.
They're sneaky, they're slimy, and they're hungry for meat that secrete stringy proteins when the hagfish feels agitated. This slime can expand 10,000 times larger in under a second, making it a lethal choking hazard to predators.
Man, it's such an off-meta build, too. It doesn't do anything except slime. Literally all it does is
Many
slime.
hobbyists are actually turning their pools
And it somehow
into
works
self-sustaining
as like a rogue build.
ecosystems for fish and plants, ears, and the crevices of your body. If it got in your mouth and started to expand in your throat, you could choke very quickly and drown. Eventually,
God, what an awful
hagfish
way of
would
going
feast
out.
on your body.
What creature defies science, carries your money? What? You're telling me the hagfish has robbed me? I'll have to check my NFT portfolio. How is it carrying my money? What the fuck happened? What is going on with the hagfish community? Alright, that's probably enough hagfish. I feel like I've learned all there is to know about the hagfish now. I become a fan. I went from finding them silly to really appreciating their fine work. There's almost no areas I'd be considered an expert in. When it comes to intelligence, I rank just barely above Patrick Starr, but there is one field in particular I really think I'm a connoisseur of and would be considered one of the preeminent experts in that domain. Dumb things on stream. I have this all-seeing eye. I've got my feelers everywhere in order to stay finger on the pulse and up to date with every awful stream moment that happens. Usually it's a bunch of harmless cringe material that's not serious, but today I've got something dangerously stupid to share with you. This is probably the dumbest recorded broadcast with a firearm I've seen since that Twitch streamer did a desk pop and blew a hole through his wall and executed his cup by shooting his gun while live. And then he made like a Mr. Beast thumbnail face in response to it because he couldn't believe he just fucking shot around in his house. He got banned for that, rightfully so. You can't just be cosplaying Yosemite Sam and start fucking blasting around. It's called a negligent discharge when you recklessly fire it and it poses a threat of injury or death to someone around you, which is what happened there. He accidentally fired off around his own home. It could have easily struck someone innocent and killed them. It's a bad thing. And that, to me, was still the dumbest moment I have ever seen on stream until it was beaten today by this.
Where? Oh my god!
What the hell was that?
He shot it! Jeezer!
Yo, y'all living the life, bro. What the fuck?
Apparently that's a Marine. I don't know if it's a current or former Marine. If it's a current one, I hope he's ready to be a former one. He just got caught on camera committing a crime. It's a negligent discharge. That's a textbook showcase of what a negligent discharge looks like. You can hear him flip off the safety and then fire those 2 rounds just to play a joke on Aiden Ross. But that joke could have easily resulted in him blowing his fucking foot off with that. You would have had Aiden Ross streaming with a goddamn peg leg like a pirate here from this stunt. I couldn't believe what I watched. In fact, I was in disbelief and trying to debunk this myself, thinking that perhaps he was using blanks and this was a staged stunt. But I watched it back, and it doesn't seem like blanks. It blows up a sufficient amount of dirt. Now, there's a misconception about blanks in general where people believe that it basically turns a gun into a toy, where it's 100% safe, nothing can go wrong really, when that's just not true. Bruce Lee's son was actually killed by being shot close range with a blank round. Sometimes shit happens. There's accidents. There is a lot of danger that can still be posed when using blanks. So even if it is blanks that he's using, it's still reckless to shoot it like that close to Aiden Ross next to a human being. But like I said, I don't think it's blanks. I'm pretty sure these are live rounds that he used for that.
Where?
Here's another angle that showcases the proximity of the shots relative to Aiden's feet. Luckily, no one was hurt here, but there's something else I want to mention. He just fired this weapon when nobody around in this video has eyes and ears on, meaning no one has eye protection or ear protection on. Guns are really fucking loud. And if you're firing a gun without ear protection, that can cause some actual hearing damage. Which is why whenever you go to a firing range or anything that's even remotely professional, you'll see everybody is wearing ears and eyes. They have protection on. No one here does, meaning I'm sure some people had their ears wrung from that one in a pretty severe way. All just because Goofball wanted to play a practical prank on Aiden. The haha, I almost blew your foot off prank. A timeless classic, I guess. There's only like a couple of rounds that you can fire without ear protection comfortably, and those are subsonic rounds mainly. Like, that you can fire without ear protection and not have your ears bleed. But those are not subsonic rounds that he's using, I don't think. It certainly doesn't sound like it. I've fired quite a few subsonic rounds of my own. I know what they sound like. I don't think that was an example of it at all, unless he's using some really special Marine exclusive prototypes or something. There is just so much wrong with this 20-second clip here. I still am in disbelief that a Marine apparently did this. I don't know what he thought would happen as a result of it. This isn't something that normal people just brush off as like a silly moment or like, just a joke. That is something that just put the entire life of Aiden Ross in jeopardy with that one simple decision right there. Again, firearms are not a toy. Like, there was so much that could have gone wrong there. Like, after firing the first shot, maybe it kicks a little too much and it throws his wrist off a little bit, and then it aims more at Aiden, and he fires the second shot, and just fucking splits his leg in half right from the shin. There is so much that could have gone wrong. It's a miracle it didn't. Now, I have to imagine, with how viral this clip has gone, that Marine is probably going to face punishment. Again, it's a crime. It's a negligent discharge. Like, there's no way of arguing otherwise. So yeah, I just wanted to show this because I was baffled by that clip. Again, even if it's blanks, it's still reckless and a dangerous thing to do. So yeah, this is probably the dumbest stream moment I've seen now, beating the previous negligent discharge of a firearm from a streamer, which is crazy. But anyway, that's about it. So yeah. Pandemics are a real bummer. There's nothing good that comes from a pandemic. It's all bad stuff from top to bottom. But we'd be lying to ourselves if we didn't acknowledge that Zoom might be one of the best things to ever happen to court. I have a guilty pleasure of tuning into disastrous Zoom court hearings, and they happen all the time. Every single day there's a new atrocious Zoom court moment. And yesterday we were blessed with an absolute banger, a scrumptious little masterpiece. A gentleman was scheduled to appear in court over Zoom about a suspended driver's license. And he does his due diligence as any good citizen would. He joins the Zoom meeting. However, he joined while driving with a suspended license, which the whole hearing was about, leaving the entire court stunned. Absolutely, it was as if for a moment every member of that courthouse stared into the eyes of a basilisk and was turned to stone, just instantly petrified in sheer bewilderment that he had called in while driving in a case about a suspended license that he has, driving without a valid license. And what's even more interesting is this isn't the only time it's happened. This one just happened to be the newest and more entertaining one that I've seen. I was wondering why so many people all of a sudden just asked me about, like, the guy with a suspended license joining a Zoom call while driving. Apparently this just happened again. I remember something like this happened years ago. This must be kind of common.
Or calls case, People versus Corey Harris.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
It's an auto-driving vehicle, Your Honor. I'm here babysitting it.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at
Thanks,
this second.
Milkshake.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Brother, we can still see the environment. You were parked for like a second there, and he's still like, yeah, almost parked, parking, almost parked, as he's trying to like think of reasons for like how he's going to get out of this. Almost parked, almost there. There's a membership spark.
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter. Up possibly 2 to 4 weeks that the court would allow.
Oh my god, that was the most aggressive frown I've ever seen. He is mean mugging so hard. Cedric Simpson is fucking... He's got like a cartoonish frown. That's like an emoji frown. Thanks, Zuri Sib Queen.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And
Your Honor, we don't have... Allegedly driving. We don't have all of the evidence. We can only see from his chest up. Anything... This could be green screen. It could be deepfaked.
And he didn't have a license.
Oh. Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Well, he's listening. Say it to him.
Oh.
He raised his hand. Can you ask him a question, Your Honor? Is this real? Is this fucking real? Wait, Tampa Bay. That's my neck of the woods. Hey, hold on, I gotta learn a little bit more about this. Perhaps he's been framed. Everyone here is stun-locked. It's just complete fucking silence that has fallen on the courtroom. This guy's doing his best to keep it together. Her as well.
Hello?
Hey. How's it going, Corey?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
What do you mean 1 minute? Let him defend himself. There's a lot of slander being thrown around in there.
I don't even know why he would do that. So, defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
Can you get his side of the story, please, Your Honor?
Result in a bench warrant with no bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Court calls case, People versus Maya Isom.
I feel like we may have brushed over this case a little too quickly, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate for Ms. Isom.
There was more to this story. It was like a transformer, more than meets the eye. Time to drive back home. Yeah, true. So what was the verdict? We don't know yet. It's still in deliberation. Your Honor, he's not driving. The car is just rolling in neutral with him in it. He's been kidnapped, which is why he was so silent. He was speaking in code. Clearly, he was just trying to prove that his license should be reinstated. Honestly, he could have made that point. Like, as you can see, Your Honor, I'm doing just fine here. I would appreciate if you'd reinstate my license now. Do you remember the court Zoom call when someone joined in with a cat filter? There's been a lot of... I'm super happy that so many of these court things have gone to Zoom because it always ends up just going online. And some of them are just amazing. Like the guy that joined, I think it was I don't remember what it was, like what he was joining for, but it was something that he needed to appear in court for, so he did it over Zoom, and he joined with the name Buttfucker9000. And the judge was like, "What is your name, sir? That is not your name." And he's like, "Oh, God, I don't know how that got there. Yeah, I'm not... Oh, God."
Then we'll bring this fool in.
Oh, Buttfucker3000, sorry. 9000 was like mini versions in the future.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name.
Why
I'll
would
discuss that in a little bit.
Big miscalculation from
What
Jason
kind of
Statham.
Idiot logs into court like that.
100% that guy was just logging into the Zoom thing and thought he just needed like a temporary name. Because there are some things where you just type in like a name and it never shows up. It just uses your real name or whatever. It's just like, all right, whatever, buttfucker3000. And it just runs with it. It's so good. Also, Joseph, please change the angle. When I first watched this video, I thought for sure he had his cock out. I was like really thinking I was looking at this man stroking his meat. That is a terrible angle, Joseph. Get control of your court, Jeffrey. He probably had that name before joining. Oh, that's true. Doesn't Zoom log your names? Yeah, maybe he did have that name with like his friends or something. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Look at the one for the cat filter. Alright, we'll do the cat filter next.
Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but
why? It's fine. This is helping your case.
I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
Thank you for clarifying.
I can see that.
Jeffrey Toobin getting caught jerking off. Yeah, I made a whole video on that one. That one was great. Lubin the Toobin lost his whole job over that too. And then they had him. That one's so good because they brought Jeffrey Toobin back on down the line. They're like, "So what did you get fired for?" And he's like, "Well, you know what I got fired for. I was masturbating in a Zoom meeting. I thought I was alone." They had him like recount it as if it was a war story and apologize live on air. That one was great. There's been a ferocious debate that's raged on in the gaming community for a long time about trying to identify who is the stupidest individual in the entire industry, and I think most people have kind of agreed that it has to be John Riccitiello. He was the former Unity CEO who nearly led that company to the grave, nearly sinking a massive business through some of the worst business acumen I've seen since Mr. Krabs tried to charge for breathing. Also, speaking of charging for breathing, John Riccitiello really took some notes out of that playbook because he's also the former EA head who pitched the idea of potentially charging per reload. So this ghoul's name lives in infamy. He's like the gaming industry's Morbius. He just keeps coming up with flops and creatively failing. However, with the catastrophic blunder from Escape from Tarkov, a new name has entered the conversation for stupidest man in the video games industry, Nikita of Battlestate Games. So I covered this a couple days ago. Pretty much everyone has because it's been a huge deal, even outside of the Escape from Tarkov community. It's just an example of the worst parts of gaming with unbelievable, unchecked greed, misleading their community, fundamentally scamming their players, and a lot of shady shit that's also been going on at BSG here. And all of it over the last few days has served to kind of act like Chaozu on Nappa, just self-destructing this entire fucking company. So there's been two major updates that I just want to cover because it seems like Nikita has recognized the disaster that has unfolded here, and he is finally biting his pride, swallowing his ego, and trying to put out the fire that he has caused. So he's made some brief statements on it where he really wanted to stick to his guns and puff out his chest, fucking lat spreading here and refusing to move like a strong oak tree. No matter how much, controversy comes, hell or high water, he's not budging. That was like the hardball he tried to play initially. Then he was singing a little bit of a different tune when he dropped this update yesterday. He said, "Hello again. Let me clarify the situation in a little more detail regarding owners of the EOD version and access to the cooperative mode and also other issues. First of all, PvE game mode, this is not DLC. DLC, in my understanding, is the major additions to the game, including variations, functionality, and content that are released after the official release of the game as a themed DLC pack. Scav Life DLC, for example, which will add a lot of new mechanics and content for Scav gameplay and leveling." This is horseradish. This is like trying to argue that a poop is not a shit. It makes no sense whatsoever. You're just getting into these outrageous, mental gymnastics to try and explain why it's not DLC, even though by every possible definition, it is. And the reason this is so important, in case you're not caught up with the lore, is owners of the EOD edition were promised all future DLC for free. They paid a lot of money for EOD, and were promised future DLC will be free. However, with the Unheard edition, it was not going to be free. They were still charging $250, thus the EOD owners would still have to pay the extra money to upgrade to that, which goes against what was advertised for the EOD edition, which you can't do. That's misleading advertisement. You're fucking lying. You're fundamentally scamming with that. So he's trying very hard to come out of this squeaky clean with an explanation that no, it's not DLC. The Unheard edition, this is super different, not DLC. Thus, we don't have to play by our own rules that we set here. It's dumb. It's fucking stupid. Nikita does some more whippets here and continues saying, secondly, the specific functionality of the PvE mode is necessarily located entirely on a separate network infrastructure because, essentially, you play on our servers only in closed mode. At this stage, it's not possible to launch all players who are EOD holders. We don't have the required resources. He goes on to basically say they recognized everyone was super unhappy with this shit and they were tired of getting spit on for it, so they're going to be giving the PvE mode to all EOD version owners for free at the release of the game, when the server infrastructure will be improved to required capacity, also offering a 50% discount when upgrading to the Unheard version from EOD. Then they're also giving a Left Behind edition key to everyone who's already upgraded to the Unheard edition at the old price. And then goes on to say, more so that any player of any version of EFT can have the opportunity to test the PvE mode. We want to add the ability to purchase a separate early access to this mode. For EOD owners, there will be a 70% discount on the purchase of early access to PvE. It would be interesting to hear your thoughts on this idea. Next, regarding special items for the Unheard version, we plan to make restrictive or balancing changes for these items. This is it for now. Please share your thoughts. Thank you. Hey, Nikita, I'm sharing my thoughts. This isn't good enough. Where's like the, hey, I'm sorry for being a greedy asshole? Where's that in this whole statement? Where's the, hey guys, look, I'm kind of a stupid idiot, you know? I've been huffing that moron juice for a little too long and I saw too many dollar bills on the table, so I made a dumb decision. Where's like the level of accountability for this? It's a terrible, 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 terrible decision that you see had a horrible effect on your game and it made you panic. He's been desperately trying to lessen the blowback here while also not apologizing for anything, like not admitting that it was a mistake, but he's still not doing nearly enough at all. Like, I'm sharing my thoughts here, Nikita. I think you're a goober. I think you're a stupid goober. There's still pay-to-win, huge game-changing features being offered here. It is still pay-to-win. Like, he states that they're going to do some more balancing around it. It's vague, but, like, how about you just remove them? Just get rid of them. Like, people are fine with cosmetics. Like, take a temperature of your community. It seems like 99% would prefer if they were just cosmetics that you get here as opposed to pay-to-win items. Also, I don't even know why I'm, like, harping on this one because he did make another update, but I'm just still so shocked at this one that he thought this would be enough. It's not. And most sensible people called him out on it, saying that, nah, this just isn't going to fucking cut it. This isn't going to save Tarkov from what you've done here. So he came back 9 hours ago with this. Greetings. I love the way he starts this, just making it sound like he's super enthusiastic. Like, he's got that holly jolly spirit running through his veins right now. He can't wait. He's got a big old smile on his face, even though I know that's not the case. That greetings can't hide the tears behind the keyboard that he's typing from. Let me continue my feedback on the current situation. First of all, I would like to say that I am very sorry that fans in the game community in general are experiencing these feelings. Unfortunately, I somehow did not foresee the fact of such a reaction, and now I have drawn conclusions for my future decisions. Unironically dropping a, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's impressive. That's such a non-apology off rip. This dude just can't. He cannot admit that he made a huge fuck up here. He can't admit that the core idea of charging 250 clams for a DLC and then absolutely butt-fucking everyone who grabbed your EOD edition is bad. The only thing he's taking accountability for is not foreseeing the community's reactions, which blows my mind because I don't know how you wouldn't see that coming unless your eyes are just closed. I don't know. He just puts like $100 bills over his eyes and closes himself off to the world. I don't know how you wouldn't expect that. But the only thing he's apologizing for is that people were upset at the situation. He's basically just like, hey, I didn't think you guys would be upset about being scammed. That's a head scratcher, man. That's so weird. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't think you guys were so fucking sensitive about being charged $250 and being lied to for this scam. Sorry how you feel that way, I guess. It's just a classic non-apology. Now I'll briefly summarize the main points. 1. About PvE access, we decided to just open it for EOD owners for free, but we will do it in waves. And as I said before, we don't have the server capacity right now. We will start this process as soon as possible. So he's finally caving and just saying, you know what? Alright, all EOD owners, we're doing it, and we're doing it in waves. We'll do it live. No mention on the frequency of those waves. I saw the comment section was still eating him alive, saying, I bet those waves are every 6 months, referencing the initial compromise where he's like, okay, we'll give you a free trial of 6 months. So it could still be that, I suppose. He's just changing the wording around it. 2, we also decided that we will add mod support for PvE mode after the release of the game, which is pretty fucking big from what I understand here. 3, about the Unheard Edition. We will not remove it. We want to keep the option for those who want to support the game more, but we will balance items, perks in this edition, as well as we will provide more rewards for those who upgraded with the old price. If that's more pay-to-win items, I'm actually going to squeal. We're going to provide more rewards for those who upgraded. Here's some more pay-to-win. That would actually have me squealing. But he's just referencing that the community knows this is all pay-to-win, so they're going to be balancing it. The best way of balancing that, Nikita, is to take that shit out. People don't want that in their games. No one wants to pay for an advantage or play a game where people can pay for an advantage over those who don't. It sucks. It's terrible for the health of your game. So just fucking remove it and replace those bonuses with cool cosmetics or something like that. Something that doesn't drastically change the game or even really change it in any way would be optimal. Just purely cosmetic shit would be preferable. 4. New EOD perks will be balanced too. We will remove prioritized matching option to keep everyone in the same spot, and we will add more unique stuff to highlight the EOD version in the game in general. We will provide the final list of the new EOD perks ASAP. This one's huge because they're getting rid of one of the most alarming features they were touting, which was prioritized matchmaking through paying 250 fucking doubloons. So they're like, okay, we'll just get rid of that. That's good. That is just good, no matter how you look at that. Thankfully, they're getting rid of it. It's really concerning that they were even toying around. Well, not even toying around. It's really concerning that they were actually going to go through with the idea of introducing a prioritized matchmaking feature to this game. That is a huge red flag. But it's going bye-bye now, so the community is just going to have to trust that in the future, Nikita won't try and pull some shit like that again. I don't know how you'd ever have trust in this guy at the helm of this company going forward, but that's not for me to decide. That's going to be for individual players. And 5, we continue to work on patches, new content events, and the game release itself no matter what. Thank you for your time, love, and hate, and thank you for your increased attention to the current situation, Nick. Hey, no problem at all, Nick. I'm always happy to insult greedy little assholes like you. So, the community's response to this one has been much more positive because they are directly addressing some of the bigger problems and introducing their solutions to it. Now, they are not budging on the $250 price, which I am still upset about, even as someone who was never going to buy it. I hate the precedent that sets. If a lot of people buy $250 DLC, obviously other games are going to be taking note of that and seeing how far they can push these prices and also how closely they can tap dance on this line. Because Nikita right now is unironically a pioneer. He is stepping on every possible landmine of greed, so that way every other video game company can take notes of what communities will and will not accept. So he's doing a lot of guinea pigging for the entire industry right now, and it makes me a little concerned going forward. Another thing that's absent from this update is addressing the fact that they lied. Like, point blank, lied. And they also tried to sneakily change shit on their website to hide that fact. No mention of that at all, and that's super scummy. So I do think that's something that they really need to continue to be grilled on. And thankfully they still are. I did mention that it has been more positively received, but it's not by everybody, of course. There are too many people that feel betrayed by this company, and they don't want to continue to support this. If they can't trust the developer down the line to not try and fuck their wallet again, why are they going to continue to invest time into this game and money? It wouldn't make sense. So a lot of people are leaving for sure, and a lot of people are still calling out these facts that not everything is, sunshine and unicorns here. Like, it's not really a full win or anything like that. It's just better in a bad situation that was made out of it. In the comment section, he did reply to a really important question where a user said, You have still not addressed the fact you are planning to release DLC for the game that was not going to be delivered to EOD owners. Please confirm that EOD owners will receive all content for the game in the future as promised when we purchase the product. And he responded saying, yes, EOD owners will receive all of the DLCs. So I don't know if this is him slyly finally falling on his own sword here and admitting that the Unheard Edition is DLC. It is DLC. No matter how much he's tried to argue the opposite, I think this is finally him just eating shit on it and saying that, yes, it is DLC, thus we will make good on our promise that EOD owners will get it for free. However, a comment that replied under his made a really good point, that this is only applicable until they try and make an argument again in the future about how their newest DLC is actually not DLC. So I agree with that user that there is a good chance that fast forward a year, 2 years, however long from now, when Tarkov's got another major version coming out here, a new major content delivery, he might try something similar about, this one's really not DLC, so EOD owners will not be receiving this one for free. You will need to pay for the upgrade, you know, all that hoopla again. Go through this entire song and dance once more. I do think it's possible, but I have no idea. Maybe Nikita put his hand on the stove, realized it's hot, and took it off and won't put it back on. There's no telling. This was a stupid, entirely avoidable situation that BSG found themselves in here. Their greed nearly ruined their entire game, and it still might have. There's probably plenty of people who have totally lost trust in Tarkov and won't stick around. I think there's a good chunk of players that are falling into that camp. And I think that's great. But there's still plenty of people that are going to play and support this game because they love the game. They might not love Nikita and they might not love the company behind it, but the game really hits for them. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it does suck that no matter what Nikita and BSG did here, they are still going to be making tons and tons and tons of money from this. Like, they went through, you know, a handful of days of being, you know, made fun of and clowned on, but they're still going to end up making an absolute fucking ton of cash from charging $250 for this DLC. But yeah, anyway, that's where the whole Tarkov situation is at here. I do think Nikita should be in the conversation for stupidest person in the gaming industry right now. Tarkov is a massively popular game that he almost ruined. Like, straight up buried from this greed. So I think that is a very impressive feat that you don't see often. Games of this size don't usually collapse unless a competitor comes out and beats it, which right now isn't happening with Tarkov. It still has an absolute stranglehold on this genre. So it is pretty impressive just how bad of a decision this was, and how reluctant Nikita was to change it, or do anything at all to make the situation any better for themselves. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah.
I got some like punk rock kids here. Let's see if they're really about what they preach and stuff.
Buckle up your seatbelt because it's about to be a wild ride. This asshole has been hyping himself up in the bathroom mirror for the last 45 minutes, telling himself today's the day he talks to people, about real issues. And of course he chose the only thing he knows, absolutely batshit insane conspiracy theories. So this playful little gopher pokes his head out of his little hidey hole and sees people with different colored hair and immediately assumes that they're punk rock. So you can almost immediately tell that this guy, he doesn't go out much, and that's for good reason. He should have stayed locked inside reading his Facebook groups, because he just makes a fucking fool of himself.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just had a quick question for you guys. What do you guys think about COVID-19?
So get used to this camera angle, because it's filmed like an episode of Cow and Chicken. I love his approach here. This guy lacks the most basic communication skills, obviously has never socialized before. He just comes up to them, hey, what's the deal with COVID-19? It's like in SpongeBob when he tries to tell a joke, what's the deal with airline food? Except far worse here.
It sucks.
Like, what do you think is like, it's, the severity of it is real, what they're saying?
I've had it. I had it too. That's real.
Do you think it's right to get a vaccine for a 98% survival illness?
I'm getting my second one tomorrow. Yeah. Just because I can't, like, die from it doesn't mean other people can't.
As the video continues to go on, you'll notice the camera shaking more and more because the adrenaline really starts pumping through his body at dangerous levels. You can tell this is the most exciting thing he's ever done in his life. I would have absolutely loved to see what this guy looked like during all of this, because from the waist down, it looks like he's dressed for 18 holes of golf. He's probably sweating profusely. I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually DB Cooper filming this. Like, this shit is just so wacky.
But yeah, I get that. But you guys, like I noticed, like I used to be like,
I believe in science.
yeah, but I used to be like you guys are like in high school, like, you know.
Right in high school.
Yeah, but like when I was in high school, I used to be like in punk rock type of guy. But that's about like anti-authority, you know, anarchy. What are you guys doing, like, you know, signing up for this?
The internet's raised some complete losers like this guy that are just a hemorrhoid to society. You'll remember in the beginning of the video he said they look punk rock, let's go test their faith and interrogate them to make sure they actually believe the things that they preach, as if it's some kind of religious movement liking punk rock or having different colored hair. But anyway, he walks up to them, makes all these assumptions like, you know, where's anarchy? Why don't you have a butt plug in your butthole running around naked burning down churches like real punk rockers would? Because back in my day in high school, I was a punk rocker, which is the biggest lie ever told. He should have been struck by lightning by God for that fucking horrible lie. There is a 0% chance this guy was ever cool in his life. He probably listened to a single Misfits song by accident on the radio in his mom's car one time, and then just tried his best to ride that wave like, yeah, I love the Misfits. Did I pass the punk rock test? Can I sit at your lunch table now? Government? Fuck 'em. Might even paint my nails black, too.
I'm not signing up for anything. I just look at science and I look at facts. I get my food cut every day.
But aren't you guys like all about anti-authority?
It's not about anti-authority. It's about keeping the public safe. It's not about, and it's not like, yeah, and I am anti-authority. Fuck the police, dude. But the police didn't invent.
You see, you guys are buying the propaganda for the police. But
right? Oh my god. Why do people
the police are our friend.
This guy is all over the place. I don't think there's anything he actually believes in. So he's like, you know, why aren't you anti-authority, huh? You got a guitar right there, your hair's a different color, you're clearly punk rock, you should be anti-authority. And then they're like, well, I mean, we are, fuck the police. And then he's like, oh god, whoa, 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 fuck the police. Police are our friends. Why would you say that? Oh my god, you guys are too hardcore. Like, this guy, he is just getting his ass washed like a bidet right now.
Okay, but I'm just trying to like make you guys think for a second, because like I used to hang around.
I mean, I've had it. Yeah, it sucks. I've had it.
Okay, but I see you guys the way you guys are. Yeah, and it's a 98% survival illness.
But that doesn't mean that it's not like bad. I don't want it just because it's around. Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
but see, people die from the flu every year.
Jesus Christ, he actually used the flu defense. Can someone just call this guy's dad to pick him up? He's getting a little too wild in the park. It would have been less offensive if he just walked up to these people and flashed his cock and balls at them. Just come up in a trench coat and just fucking let it all hang loose. That would have been far more tolerable.
We're gonna be like, you know, we check our temperatures every day. Like,
Did you guys know there's aborted fetus cells in the vaccines?
oh my god, get the fuck out of here, bro. Can you just leave? I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
It's getting a little off the rails. He started to sense that they were losing interest in the conversation, so he had to reel them back in. What about the aborted fetus cells in the vaccine? Oh my god. This poor fucking guy, he's an actual flesh puppet for these dumb Facebook groups. They have their hands so far up his anus they are working his mouth like it's a ventriloquism act. I guarantee this guy has never even heard of the word proof. That the word has never even left his lips, I imagine. If he sees it in his groups that he trusts, he takes it at face value. For what it's worth, there's obviously no fucking aborted fetus cells in the vaccine. If he wanted to just make some shit up, I think he should have went harder. Did you know that they're actually using dinosaur semen in the vaccines? Then you'd have my attention.
But you guys are
That's
like
some crazy. That's some ludicrous shit, bro. That's some ludicrous.
questioning the government is crazy?
No, I'm not saying questioning authority or the.
But that's
government.
real. You guys laughed at something that's real. Why is
Who
that?
told you this?
Because it's not in the mainstream, you guys laugh at it though. Is that why?
They're laughing at you because you're a birthday clown. Like, you're just goofy. You're a goofball. You're a goofy goober, man. Like, what are you going on about? And when they even very lightly pressed for proof and you didn't have a defense, you immediately just went on the defensive. It's not mainstream, so you wouldn't have heard of it. My girlfriend goes to a different school. You know, like, okay, we hear that there's aborted fetus cells, now can you prove it? And then he can't. He just immediately backpedals like it's just not mainstream.
You're saying that's what Fox News is saying. They're like aborted fetuses, Alex Jones.
Well, they're right about that. Some political parties are right about some
How
things.
do you know if they're right? If
Be-
I don't know if they're right, how do you know if they're right?
It's common sense. I mean, both political parties switch back and forth. Let's rewind back to 2001.
I just want to play my guitar.
Let's rewind back to yeah. Let's rewind back to 2001.
Why are you away?
Okay, you guys believe So you guys think 9/11 was real?
Well, I mean, who didn't see that coming, to be honest? Every single conspiracy I bet this guy believes in. I wouldn't be surprised if he started talking about how Atlantis is going to rise from the ocean again and take over the world or something. He immediately goes full throttle, nuts to butts. So you think 9/11 was real? Wow. Yeah, he's coming in with the condom off now. Now it's raw. So it's getting fucking wild and really sad.
It's not conspiracy
We're
theories.
just trying to play our fucking guitar and banjo and keys in a park.
Okay, you guys believe 9/11.
Making me fucking go away, please.
But you see that it was.
Stop talking to me. Are you crazy person? Are you fucking crazy?
You guys can walk away if you want, but I'm trying to.
We were sitting here first.
But it's the public. It's the public. Sorry, I could like talk here.
Oh my god.
It's the public.
Damn, taking you back to high school, isn't it, big guy? All the girls disgusted, asking you to leave, calling you weird and crazy. Fuck, man. Some things just never change, do they? Poor guy's starting to really shake. It's like a tornado's blown through here with the way the camera's being filmed, just like fucking rapid fire shaking now.
Don't you think that working is kind of distracting you from your true spirituality?
Dude,
I'm not.
Away.
But what do you guys think that's doing your spirituality? I run a YouTube channel. All right, well, just to let you guys know, like when I was in high school, like punks used to mean like.
We're not in fucking high school, dude.
I know that, but I used to hang out with people like you. You guys were all about.
Well, you know what? You're an asshole. Like,
you guys.
Now we're going on the spirituality train. There is no stone left unturned here. He's trying to fucking vomit every dumb thing he can out all at once. Also, I assure you he has never hung out with anyone in high school. Or since high school. So, that's just another lie. Come on now. Be honest. This guy is just making so many assumptions based off the appearance of the people he's approached, so I'm going to do the same here based off of just the few things I've heard from him so far. I imagine he probably hadn't had many friends in the real world in his life. He may have been bullied, but what eventually ended up happening is he found an online safe space where they were preaching these kind of conspiracies and they were nice to him and brought him into the community, and now he feels so loyal to them because of the way that they made him feel, like belonging to a part of a group, that now he just vehemently defends the craziness and then goes out in the world and does shit like this. I can make assumptions too.
You don't. Like, you're annoying as fuck. You're annoying as fuck. Yeah, I just
Don't
got
you
off
think
my
that
fucking
beer is-
minimum wage job.
Don't you think that beer-
It's weird that you approach women in a park that are relaxing.
This is a guy too. There's a guy right here. But don't you guys think all these drugs and alcohol are kind of blocking your spirituality and true consciousness?
Yeah, stop with the drugs and alcohol and awaken your true consciousness like this guy. Then you can be as cool and fun as him. He's the perfect man. Yep.
Anarchy, right? Anarchy, right? Posers! 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 Posers!
You can hear the tears in his eyes as they walk away and he shouts posers at them. Truly, awful stuff. It's upsetting what the internet's done to some people like this guy. He just goes out of his way to ruin their day and then go home feeling like a champion, like he did something good for the world, and then he posts this video himself because he has no self-awareness or shame. It's crazy. It's wild. But anyway, that's about it. See ya.